Guns. What are they and what is the purpose of them? Well, that is the question I am answering today. I'm also kind of questioning the usefulness of sentries in general for the engineer class. So sentries are arguably the most powerful thing in the game. Apart from a ubercharged basically any class, the many sentries, sentries are extremely powerful. They have the fastest firing rate out of everything in the game. They also have the most damage capability of everything in the game, and they also have the most health, arguably, if you have an engineer behind you. So, how come they do have a lot of weaknesses? They're not like human players. They can be sacked by spies, and a bad engineer, if a bad engineer isn't taking care of a sentry, then it's dead. It's basically gone. It's basically a heavy without a medic that by themselves and trying to 1v12 a team. It doesn't really work effectively. So that's what I was kind of thinking as I swapped here into the Widowmaker, Gunslinger, and the Wrangler. I was going to try to play some Battle Engineer. It starts off really well. My mini sentry is doing good and everything's doing well. But I was also thinking, which one is better, the Battle Engineer or just the standard Defensive Engineer? That's what I'll be discussing today. So, the kind of standard Battle Engineer is a mini sentry, any shotgun of your choice, with the exception of the Rescue Ranger, and basically any secondary. I prefer the Wrangler just to match up with the Gunslinger, but I don't really use it in this episode. But that can kind of alternate, but you're going to tend to mainly have the Gunslinger. And now here's the problem I have with the Gunslinger, especially if you're on Red Team. Everyone talks about how OP the Gunslinger is, but all it takes is well-timed, well-placed shots to take it out instantly. Now a good example of what you're going to try to do as Battle Engineer is distract the enemy team. So here we go, I distracted one pyro, that's alright, I killed him, and now I start taking damage and I see there's 4 to 5 people right behind me. Now, what impact did me distracting them have on their team? I can answer that right now. Although you didn't get to see it because it was quite boring gameplay. Nothing. I respawned and they were already up at the front lines. It doesn't help as much as you would think. A lot of people think just by distracting them they've done a great deed for their team, they've helped them out, when really you've just regrouped them. Say you have a medic who's running around, he's just respawned, he's looking for his team, and he sees a heavy destroying a mini sentry and then chasing down an engineer. That medic never would have found that heavy without that engineer. See, that's the thing. It's often counterproductive, and it's really not as useful as what it could be. What I say by that, what I mean by that, is that teleporters are basically, if you're a teleporter, you're basically just doing what distraction is, but better. Because you are making your team either defend more strongly defending better, snap. Or you're making your team getting to the front lines faster, getting into the action, and hopefully defending the objective and taking out the enemy team. Your team, if you don't have a teleporter, has to walk all the way over there. So I like to think of Battle Engineer and Regular Engineer not by the sentry gun, but by the teleporter. So the Regular Engineer would probably get a level 3 teleporter. If you know what you're doing, then you know that teleporter is arguably the most important piece of engineer equipment in the game. So once you get that to level 3, I'll compare that to distracting enemies. So when you distract an enemy, you can help them regroup, but you are wasting about 3 to 4 seconds of their time. When you have a teleporter, on the other hand, you are advancing your team to stick together on the objective. Either all of you guys are right on the objective, with the exception of snipers or spies. Maybe they're even on the objective. Or you're sending them to defend the objective, or just to get to the front lines faster, even if they don't want to defend the objective. when you distract the enemy team, it's 3 to 4 seconds. When you're doing the teleporter, you're saving 12 to 15 seconds, maybe even like 30 seconds, depends on the map. But you are saving a lot of your team's time. They are most likely going to be in a much better position when that teleport is secured. And I think Battle Engineer just really isn't fit with Mini Sentry. I think the style of Battle Engineer that you should play is a regular engineer, regular wrench, maybe the Jag, maybe the Southern Hospitality, definitely not the Eureka effect, unless you're like doing some nifty glitch or something. You gotta try run that, try get in a really aggressive position for your teleporter, and use that to your team's advantage. So they can push up on the cart more, either capture a point better, back cap maybe, or maybe just distract them at their spawn. Teleporters help you distract the enemy team. That is what I think is crucial about this. And unless you're playing a Battle Engineer like I suggested, or maybe just a Mini Sentry Battle Engineer who does a sneaky little teleporter, that's another playstyle for Battle Engineer. Just put a teleport in somewhere sneaky, keep it level 1 so it's kind of exclusive for yourself, and sneak in some Mini Sentries outside their spawn. Just watch the chaos. That doesn't really work well for your team, because you need your team there to support you. If your team does come through, there's only a level 1 teleporter. You're not really going to get much out of that, not much support. So in the end of the day, even on offense, I think that having a aggressive engineer with either stock or Jag or whatever wrench, except for the gunslinger, is weighing 10 times more effective than trying to run a gunslinger Battle Engineer. So that'll be all for you guys today. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully they'll come soon. Bye.